To another exciting edition of the Gambia Football Federation's Football House Update. We are coming to you live from the GFF Football House in Kanifing. It's another exciting edition. I am Ibrahim Asware today, sitting on the hot seat, and of course, flanked by the usual guest. And of course, tonight we are going to look ahead to the Gambia Football Federation domestic male Division 2, as well as, look back a little bit to an incredible end to the GFF Baluo in partnership League Division 1. I have Coach Keba Jaspature and, of course, Head of Competitions, that is Babukar Job, to discuss all these things, as well as the latest transfers, attracting high-profile Gambian players, and of course our female players also are doing it good in Senegal. Mam Drame has won the Senegalese league, that is the female first division league, and then we have Abi Koli and Adel Mende, I should say, who also won the domestic second division. So it's been a good year for Gambian players, both male and female, and of course we are going to have a chip chat on that, and then in other editions we will of course have those players, we will link up with them and to discuss on their experience and expectations as far as their careers is concerned. But without much ado, let me allow Jasper to say his greetings to the viewers, and of course Babukar will follow. Then we open up the discussion.
Yeah, thank you, Ibrahim. Happy and good to be back here again, as you said, as usual. It's good to talk about what we know and be what we've been part of. As you said earlier, this year has been a very exciting year when football is concerned, especially the division of football. Even though the fans missed the night games, but we've seen a very exciting league, especially the fourth division, and just the concluded second division we've seen, which is still on the wire. A winner has been still not declined. Even the relegation, I think, is more crucial than the touch ball.
Exactly. Interesting. Babukar Job, Director of Competitions. I know it has been very hectic for you guys. Still there is, a week or two to go. Of course, we still have the women's first and second divisions to do. But again, let me allow you to say hi to the, viewers, and we discuss a little bit about the ending of the GFF Division 1 League.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Good afternoon, viewers. We are here to give an update of the upcoming Division 2 last games, which is very entertaining and very exciting. And then we will review the Division 1 ended Balu Partnership League, and then we just review, and then we discuss the Division 2 upcoming crowning and relegation programs.
Interesting. Now let me start with you before I move on to Coach Jasper. How has it been for you, your department, throughout the season? I mean, the first division and the coronation day. How would you describe the journey?
Ibrahim, it was very hectic, taking into consideration the limited grounds that are available to us, and then the number of matches that are to be played. Basically, if you do the match in Division 1, we have 8 matches per week. Division 2, we have 9 matches per week. Division 1 female, we have 5 matches. Division 2 female, we have 6 matches. If you make the match, these are very volume matches. But thank God, we've managed to squeeze water out of stone, and then we were able to play the leagues, and then within the GFF calendar, because the GFF calendar states that all league matches will end in June. If hadn't been, it was not for the Toboski break, second division would have ended by now. But all the same, we have just this weekend to wrap it. It was challenging because we intend to, we promised before the league starts that we're not going to, we'll do our utmost best to make sure that games are not cancelled. And going by that, I think, thanks to God, we did not cancel any game. Those ones that are cancelled were if the Gambia is playing outside, we give privilege to the people to watch those games. Those games are cancelled, and if it happens to be on a holiday day, that we also cancel the game. But other than that, there were no cancellation with all limited limitation we have on ground. And then I also, as I said the previous, I will also commend the teams for having that understanding of giving them those marathon matches, because definitely they accept the fixtures, and then they know that that's how it should be, and then we are saying a big thank you to them. If not, we would have not have ended the league.
Now let's discuss briefly on the coronation day. There was a situation that both Real and Falcons could be crowned champions, and you know, you guys did fantastic. There was a sound system in Banjul, another one was in Bakau, and you know, you guys have to split yourselves, others in Banjul, some others in Bakau. Tell us a little bit about the coronation day.
Yeah, as I said during the last previous program, that we give importance of those two matches. Not only those two matches, even the matches that were the teams that were playing for relegation. We give, in fact, I even said those ones are the ones that we concentrated more, because they are going down. This one is just to win, and then because we all know the difference was 2 points. Either Falcon has to win, Real lose, and then Falcon lost, and then Falcon should win. So if Real had a draw and then Falcon wins, it will still Real wins. So, and that's how it was. But as I said, we give importance to both venues. What we did in Bakau is exactly what we did in Banjul. For the department, we share ourselves. Two of the staff were in Bakau, the other two, were in Banjul. Even the media, you share yourselves. Because somewhere in Bakau, somewhere in Banjul.
Absolutely.
So definitely the coronation went fine, as expected. Everything was okay, and then the fans enjoyed everything, and the winner was crowned on the spot. It was, I can say that the intention was, if it happens that Falcon won, we would have driven from Banjul all the way to Bakau to crown them, to do the coronation. That was the intention, because if as I said, the trophy was left somewhere. The trophy was not in Banjul until I think in the last 15 minutes. That's the time the trophy appears in Banjul. Because the trophy was put somewhere, so that at least if it is in Banjul, then we go to Banjul. If it was in Bakau, we go to Bakau. But luckily for Real, they won the league, and then the trophy was, and the medals were taken to Banjul. And then we say a big congratulations to Real for winning this year's Balu GFA official partner league. And then we say a big felicitation to Falcons for coming out second, despite, as I said previously, they have not been, if you compare the number of years Real is in the league and Falcons, they outnumbered the period, but Falcons came out and gave Real very run for their money. And we say hard luck to Falcons, and then there are more leagues to play. And then also we Fortune for coming that, and then also they've gone fantastic. Well,
Exactly.
And they were the second runner-up, and then as I said previously, the prize is Real got $1 million and 44 gold medals. Falcons got $500,000. Fortune went with $250,000. So
Incredible, incredible. Now, Coach, let's discuss a little about the technical aspects. We look at, Real as champions, Falcons as runners-up, and Fortune as the second runner-up. The competitiveness, it's just 5 goals that decided the league.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for Falcons, definitely, after enjoying most part of the season at the top of the table, especially with a margin of 8 points. It all started with an 8 points. But we just run down to Fortune, who started brightly
Exactly.
at the start of the league. They had straight 12 points in their back account when the league just started. All of a sudden, they went on losing 3 games in a row before they pick up a shape again. So within that period, so many teams came in the surface. Don't forget, Biko was also in the challenge in the beginning. Then Walidan came up. All of a sudden, they disappeared before Real took up a stage, because Real came in the last second quarter of the season when they started taking shape. But again, as champions, I think we've seen something significantly change in the Real's planning towards the season. Bringing in a foreign coach for the first time, for the second time. Again, we've seen something that has not been usual with them. We've seen Real since 2014, after Matar winning the league for them. Every time they had an attempt on the table, on the league, they used to sell out their key players to the foreign clubs in Europe. This has been existing for the past 7 years until this season. Even though I challenged the technical director, he still said, but we sell the defender, that's Bojan, to Orange. But again, the team was very much...
The core of the team was maintained.
Was maintained because Bayano of all wonderful goal he scored in Basel. Gaucho was maintained, but again, Mamadou Bojan was signed in the second half. That shows how they were very much focused on the league. But again, I want to deserve something they got this year around. And kudos to Willie and the core, Bakari and Pasamba for the forecast. But this
and also they brought in Ibrahim Ajara from GAF as assistant coach.
Exactly, Ibrahim has been significant. Without Ibrahim, I think it could have been something else, because you could remember at the second part of the game of the league, the coach was suspended. So Ibrahim was solely in charge. Might not be solely in charge of the team, but match management was basically on him, because he was the one leading the team. Kudos to him with his experience and being a very young tactician. I think significantly Yusufa also, don't forget, Real has a complete setup this time round. So that shows how they were very much keen and interested to get to the league table title after 8 years of waiting. But again, as you said, this shows how football has moved to another level in this country, because it has been quite a time. I could remember the last time I saw such was 2009, when Walidan and Real were spared in a point. It was the same situation. Real needed a point to win the title when Walidan was expecting Real to lose and they won. So if it comes to that the same wire, I even congratulated Willie before the game started. He said, oh no, it's not yet, we are not yet through. But again, you can see it coming up, because there are logics attached to everything you see in life. Seeing Falcon leading the table for almost 200 and something days.
And they should be proud of themselves.
Exactly. This is a team, I always
proud.
said, because this was due next season. So eventually, as people, I think technicians should start using those methodologies, because this was what happened those days. We used to see Real will be picking players from Saint Martin, Steve Biko. Idrissa was from Saint Martin, Biko.
You know, there will be correlation for sure this weekend. But Mr. Job, tell us how how the preparation is ahead of for the second division.
Just let me make some comments on what Jasper said. Yes, it's good to go.
One thing we are seeing is that we have some second division.
Proper league, others will play and discourage. If it is a league, it has to be a league.
Everybody has to play each other.
It shouldn't be
Group A and Group B.
A replica of Division 1.
Division 1, yeah.
Because TMT is sitting on top with 63 points. BSD is next to them with 61 points. It's just 2 points difference, just like Division 1. What happened between Real and Falcons. Again, the preparations are the same. We're going to prepare, the two games are going to be, the TMT match will be in Banjul. The BSD match is going to be in Bakau.
Yeah, because Carnifing, their home match is
their home game. And proximity. Okay. Whatever preparation is we're going to do in Bakau is the same preparation that we're going to do in Banjul. We're going to decorate the chairs, we're going to share our salt again, we're going to make sure that we give it a fitting preparation to crown a winner. It's going to happen in Banjul the same. We're going to do the entire preparation fit to crown a champion. But on that very day again, there are other matches.
Very important matches.
Because
you have Jam City, Elite, Bombarda, BK Milan, all of them.
Even
Carnifing, yeah, it's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
You see, 5 is vying for 3 place. So winning is only
all those matches are very quite important.
And we're going to play them simultaneously. And then also you have a relegation game. Although there are young Africans who have been relegated.
But there's a final there.
But there's a final between Kalending and
before UK and West.
As I said, it's a replica of the second division.
Yeah, because we had Hawks and Greater Tomorrow.
Yes, same point, same difference. It's also exactly between Kalending and
before you.
Their destiny is their own hands. So the better win, the better team will qualify. But we also give that match a very important because we as I said, we monitor all the games. We go give importance to all the games because somebody who is fighting for A is very important. Somebody who wants to gain promotion and
win the title.
To win the title is very important. Also, the third, fourth, fifth, they also want to qualify. They want to go beat in the playoff to have a chance to qualify. So it's equally important. So again, this season is one of the best seasons that we manage because every year it's getting better. It's getting better every year because even last year when Hawks was winning the league, it was at the tail end that they tied until the last games and that's the time they get points and then their opponents start with their points. Here, as I said again, we put the medal and the trophy between Kamal. Because last time we had Kamal, we sat there with the trophy until 15 minutes to play and then it has to do our utmost best. At least, if not better than the first division crown, it will be.
Interesting. Now, Coach, I remember in our previous editions, we talked a lot about BST and TMT. And now these two teams have gained promotion with a game to spare. And now they are going in for the title. I know disappointments must be somewhere, the likes of GPA, Elite, they are still within the mix, BK Milan, somehow, but share with us your thoughts.
I think Galaxy has all to play for. They are one of the luckiest teams because they had Ahmad Cham.
Yeah.
This is not the first time he's been doing such. He was Young Africans to the first division, so, some time back before leaving for Germany. Again, knowing quality, why not? So Hale bu sote loho mo magede bokanda. Definitely they've gathered the players that we required for, and you can see them in this fourth round. Many weren't expecting them to come to this far, but again, looking at them at the far, they were playing logically. They weren't conceding goals, though they weren't scoring much, but they weren't also conceding goals. They make sure every game they goes to, they collect a point, even not the maximum, but at least they collected the points. Until their games, you can see, I could remember their first game when Steve, that was the I watched it with Steve, which he was extremely, I could understand how players, teams I've seen of recent that has been very much organized. They get every person has been engaged and responsible. So it is not like you go to other teams, you get the coach as the scout. He was in Hawks some time back. So again, coming here, taking on BST, knowing that the players get everything what they wanted. Motivation is at its everything what they wanted. Motivation is at its coming second at the top of the table for the first time, though Diba Oil, the team has dropped at the playoffs last year. So that shows the continuity. But again, at least those people at that level need to invest back home. You cannot come here and give Dalasi to everybody. But like what he is doing today, you feed in a brand champions to the second division, though they are supposed to be first time teams have been doing regularly. But again, Sedikan also need to be credited. That the young guy has just make life easy for some of the players. We've seen Musa Kamara. Musa Kamara has been out of football for quite a time. Many were expecting he might not be coming back again. But look at his comeback. He has promoted the team where the team is today. Yayan Dong and the others. So he also exactly Chati fan favorite 2 seasons ago. So you can see he also assembled a very good squad and coming there. The only challenge he has, which I think somebody need to cancel him on that. Yeah, that's modern football. Coaches are not there to be stayed permanently. But when results are coming, at least team managers doesn't need to, because everybody has a job to do. Allow the coaches to do what they want.
I think he is another Abramovich.
No, but at least Abramovich
you bring results, you stay.
Yeah, but you cannot sack a coach when he's winning.
No, I understand. You are a coach.
You don't need to distract the team at least. But again, kudos to him and congrats in advance. I think we've seen, again, I would say, we've seen football at another level in this country.
Exactly. It's been quite interesting, BST, TMT, you know, but still we have the other 5 or 6 vying in for the play of sports. And obviously, you know, they are still open for any 4 of them or 3 of them to grab that play of sports, because their fate now lies elsewhere.
But Ibrahim, trust me, is very much tight.
It's competitive.
It's very much tight. Jam City, I could have, after watching them some time in the first round, I was tipped, because you get the likes of Ibrahim Kamara, who has been to professional, come back to his hometown, trying to promote the team again. Whoever they're going to face in the playoffs are going to be very much tough. But I think for them, they just need a point to seal the playoffs.
Exactly.
Bombarda of recent, we've seen them.
Wow, what a comeback!
Exactly.
I think Bombarda's recent form, it's one to be you know commended.
Yeah.
Beating BST 4-0, you know, I think.
Yeah, I think Bombarda, they've been very good. Remember, they produced the league goal scorer, Mustafa. They've been very good at producing those talents. Management-wise, I think that's where they normally collapse. But as you said, the recent form I've seen them with, for them to be stopped would be very much difficult. But again, we're going to see another final in the final.
Exactly.
As Paul rightly said. This is the wish of the competition department. That's the wish of every footballing fan in the country.
That is why we call it competition.
Exactly.
Yeah, it should be competitive.
Exactly. So at least this is telling people football is in the right direction. We're moving at the right direction. And teams that will give more attention and knows that every penny spent on the game worth watching.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. You know, away from the logistic part now to the game itself. Looking at the teams that are promoted. Any surprise? TMT, BST?
No, as Jesper rightly said, football is investment. Yeah, if you do the right investment, you get the right result. Looking at the beginning of the you know, the expected teams were leading until such a time, you know, the unexpected ones come on, give them a big overtake, and then, you know, they were overtaken. As I said, football is all about investment, motivation. You invest, you motivate your players, and you get the right technicians, you get the results. And exactly that's what is happening. Because BST, yes, they invested. Steve came and got the investment, got the right people, and the motivation were there. They got the results. Again, TMT also, you know, they invest, get the motivation, they get the people, and then, you know, it pays dividends. As also, though there are teams that are doing the same, but unfortunately, you know, they are also.
Sometimes you need luck.
You need luck.
Yeah.
Again, second division, what makes it even tougher is there are, I think, 7 teams that were once a first division team. They were once in the first division. 7 of those teams are in the second division now. So making it even more competitive than the first division. As I said, second division, there are matches, every match is a final. Because you play for 3 things. You play not to be relegated, you play to stay, and you want to get promotion. First division is only two things. Not to relegate and then win the trophy. Because already if you go to the middle, and then, okay, the best part is eliminate the relegated. If you run for the trophy, then get it, you start to play for the trophy. But for second division, you want to maintain, you want to win, you want to qualify, and then you don't want to get relegated. Again, let's come to the games, because the games, as I said, they're going to be played simultaneously. Because as we are speaking now, we are doing the final. We are waiting for yesterday's game, so that we will know exactly who plays who and who plays when. Because we know who plays who is obviously obvious, but who plays
the venue and the date.
That's what we are looking at. I know for sure the key ones will be played on Saturday, and then there are the less ones Sunday, because it has no bearing on the title. Because we need to get six venues to play simultaneously, and we have 2 Jara there at home.
Yeah, medic ground in Jara.
Exactly. So you see now we are scratching our heads. But
and these matches must be played simultaneously.
But whatever happens, they will play simultaneously. Come rain, come shine.
That is why you are the competition people. So at least we don't have that headache.
Exactly.
We don't have to be sleeping at night and thinking about medical la yobu jara wala jara wes la yobu jara. But I think the public also need to understand, and they must understand that Jara's home game, Jara West home game, it's at the Jara Soma Mini Stadium. Medical's home game, it's at the Jara Soma Mini Stadium. They both are playing at home. BK Milan is vying for a play of sports. Elite United is vying for a play of.
Maybe we'll have Jara.
Why not play both matches on a neutral ground? For me, coach.
I think that will be very much, which BK Milan.
BK Milan, yeah.
They had a very good start. At some point,
it was in their hand.
But exactly. But whatever happened, especially last night, as a fan, that was unacceptable.
I think it happens to them twice.
They
played against BST, leading 3-0. I think with 8 minutes to play, and BST were a man down.
Yeah.
And it was 3-3.
Even before this game, the game against TMT, I watched that game. TMT lost a penalty, and when a man down, you could see the amount of goals they wasted on that day. But yesterday, the goals were there, very classic.
They scored twice.
They scored twice. Within a pace of 2 minutes, 3 minutes, they just lost.
It was 74-75.
Exactly. That was so amazing, and it was unacceptable as a fan. I think that's something that needs to be very much worked out. As you said, they're going to play a very tight game and still supposed to rely on a result somewhere.
Somewhere, yes.
Which is very much difficult. That's football. Anything is possible, but I think the golden chance has been thrown.
Wow, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
But I also said, Talending also were in a very funny position. They knew they cannot afford to drop all 3 points in yesterday's matches. Because if they lost, things would have...
Yes, I think how these community teams are tied to people.
Yeah, you know, Coach, one funny thing is, for relegation from first division, you are going to second.
What Pa was saying, I think that's a very good initiation. Let all leagues play, all regional leagues play a league format of football. People might, before they would say it was a time constraint, but this I understand. I don't want to get it back. There's a calendar that's going to be followed, and it is easier. We take the structure of any league-like shape. I think that would be very much important and very much good, because at times you see a team that fall on fourth or second becoming a champion. After all winning games, you fall short.
Like a Nawetan than Eta. I think that's a very good initiative, and hopefully, Pa and his guys will work out things with the regional FAs, because I think the issue of Kute Jombulu, both male and female, and again Stone Circle. You know, how can teams qualify for the second division and still the other teams?
Yeah, I think this should be a case study for the competition department. It is unacceptable in football. We've seen Gambia has been suspended or fined so many times in those days when we miss away games. The same thing measures need to be taken. We've seen Ouagadougou was here, even though they relegated, but they won all their fixtures. So preparing to come to the second division, one has to be financially, mentally, emotionally prepared to play, to challenge nationwide football. We wouldn't achieve it. But again, as I said, it needs a case study, and things need to be put across. But others will say, fans will say, because people have been baby feeded,
they are not paying
and
registration, they are giving transport reform, they are giving preparatory money.
So everybody wants to get this. I think that's why even there is more choicity in our game. Everybody wants to be a team owner, or everybody wants to be involved, because the benefits we achieve, or what we gaining from the federation. I'm not saying the federation shouldn't give, but at least people need to spend on football. Football is financing. Let us be an organized, and it's an organized entity. You want to go into it, you must financially get your muscles very much prepared. Interesting.
And now running through the fixtures, we know TMT it's a very important fixture. TMT are vying for the league. ST Galaxy and Kanifing East, it's another important fixture. Talending before you, that's the final. And Latirkunda Bombada, it's another important fixture. Jam City GPA, it's another important fixture for Jam City, because GPA, unfortunately, they are just maintaining their status in the league after all the preparation and all the hypes of signing players, signing a very experienced tactician in Ibujara. Your take on the final round of matches?
I think the most crucial one is the Talending game.
Before you.
Talending before you. Win you go, lose you drop. Any other fixture here, it has a one-way drive. The importance is played on one team. But this one is a fight for survival. Somebody need to win and to be assured a second division place next season.
But Talending can afford to draw.
Knowing before what is at stake. I don't think Talending, seeing them yesterday, I know to keep them in the position, especially knowing what they want and knowing that getting a point, they just don't need to concede goals.
Exactly.
It's just like our game in September. We don't need to concede goals to win Africa.
And by the way, wow, the Independence Stadium is something else. You know, the looks of the seats, you know, the Gambian flag. Our flag is very special. You know, our tribune, the media tribune, journalist yi pare leen non foofu noonu non dinañ fa reyante nit nag su gaa ñëwee foofu nga fa teg keneen moom foofu ñoo gaay la but I think no international match moom
but again Ibrahima, I think when we get everything right on the sport, we also need to control our stadium. It couldn't just be
the seats are there.
Yeah.
So let's control
people
the tickets,
the
numbers, people take responsibility, then we move on. The top bi ak no xam nga lu ma ne dañoo jaxase ñax natural ak artificial loolu la ñoo jaxase yëpp ñëw na fu mu nekk.
waaye December concert yi nag we should do.
non nañ ñooñu baalala ngum rek nañ bil beneen site stadium bi gars yi yu suuf noonu on est pas serious noonu non ñun bu la ñu si boole. Finally, Pa, on a final note.
As we said, everything is set. The ball is set to roll, and the teams that are fighting for survival, we wish them the best of lucks. And the funniest thing is Talending and B4U here. Both players of Talending and B4U are from Talending.
Oh, wow. So, yow yaa ngi waxaat fii leneen de kon bii daal daabi la si biir daabi.
So again, those fighting for the relegation spot, promotion spot, they start for 5th place. We're wishing them well. Those who are vying for the championship also, we wish them well. May the best teams win and the best teams qualify. Again, to 3rd division and possibly
2nd division.
You see, we missed to discuss something. Gamtel last season, playoff sports game stayed them in the 4th division. And this season, if they don't mind,
because these teams they are going to play against
teams that are vying for 3rd and 4th spot. You go by Gamtel.
No, next season we are discussing about this season 2nd division. Why next season 2nd division? Both of them didn't make a benefit. Coach, on a final note, I know we are all excited, looking forward to the final matches, and of course, we will be back here next week, inshallah, to discuss about who goes down or who went down and who were crowned the champions.
Yeah, it's very much amazing seeing our national league at this level, or seeing what is happening. But again, another challenge is how do we fit our clubs in the Intercontinental Championship? This still remains a question, and we need an answer for that.
Absolutely.
So we need to prepare. Football doesn't just stop at national level. We've seen our national teams have been doing very well continentally now. How about our clubs? What can we do together to get that dominancy in club football? Yeah, I think overall, kudos to everybody who participated in the league, from the president, federation down to the. I understand there has not been major incidents in our leagues. For the first time, if I would say, we played amazing games, very tough and competitive. So kudos to our coaches, who had been very much instrumental and available every time, and you can see there are developmental works taking place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks to the
Thank you to watch game. In the 2nd division, week 16, Trust will take on Prisons in Brikama, whilst Mansawali will play against Immigration at the Soma mini stadium. So guys, that's exactly where we're going to draw the curtains for this edition of the Football House Update. Kudos to my two panelists, and thank you to you know, my people on the background. Amadou is the camera operator, and you have Mariama Bojang. And Omar is the is the technical man, and also you know, Bibi and Babukar